so-called BMTP. It's like additional fee that is put on every textile products, particularly from China, Japan, and Turkey, and other barriers as well. And the next thing is that this is the quick agenda. We will discuss the trade profile opportunities, market access, barriers, and major events to anticipate between Indonesia and Turkey. As you might aware that Indonesia and Turkey are currently on the final round of discussion to discuss Indonesia-Turkey Comprehensive Economic Pact Agreement, in which once this free trade agreement between Indonesia and Turkey is ineffective, we do expect that there are more and more, not just people, right? Because currently Indonesia and Turkey for tourism is already in good position, Jaren. Yeah, so many Indonesian tourists come to Turkey for leisure, visiting places like Cappadocia, right? And other places as well, because it is getting more popular from time to time. But also, we may want to expect and anticipate that this good connection is also built in terms of trading between the two countries. So once the agreement is in effect, we may want to see some relaxation on tariff, the release of some protections for both countries' goods, to enable the exporting and importing and the trade balance between the two countries. So as I noticed that some mainly our participants is Indonesian, I found Hediye Sukriye maybe from Turkey and other participants as well, and Jaren as well from Turkey. Can you show me where Indonesia is, Jaren?
I believe it is right above Australia.
Well
yes,
done. I believe you have Googled that just now.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I know where Indonesia is. I have played many online games, so I have friends from Indonesia.
I see.
Yeah.
Just joking, Jaren.
No,
so I oftenly use this as a quick awareness to bring the audience into awareness of where Indonesia is, because the fact that so many of our colleagues here, Turki Arkadaşlar, doesn't exactly know Indonesia. Where exactly Indonesia? Yeah, they just know about Indonesia from their parents, about Hajj, Umrah, and saying about Indonesia, so many smiling persons, right? But they don't know exactly where Indonesia. So just quick stop. Okay, next, this is Indonesia at glance. A question about why Indonesia is interesting for Turkey exporters, because the population is significant, yeah? The fourth biggest population, yeah, I believe, in the world. EQ 600 million or 280 million population with demography young population, which makes the internet awareness, the behavior of the customers, right? And then the fast moving in terms of the economic growth, yeah. We are also part of the fast moving economic growth, with the GDP growth is in average in terms of developing countries, right? And so on and so forth, yeah. And there are some drivers in terms of what makes the economy in Indonesia is quite dynamic, yeah. In terms of the significant drivers, we have national strategic projects currently ongoing from the farthest in the west until the east, yeah, with the total multi-year 332 billion, which makes this a significant economic driver for the national development. Yeah, so we do expect that within the upcoming years, we may want to anticipate that the good investment climate, the good economic growth is also a potential for market access for Turkey exporters, particularly for textile products and also cosmetics. Yeah. This, as you can see, this is based on the latest and the most recent data that we have obtained from the trade map. This is actual data per 2021. Yeah. The trade profile between Turkey export to Indonesia is currently like this. Yeah. Not so scattered, yeah, so scattered. But as you notice here at the left bottom, there are floor coverings of man-made textiles and textile made-up. Is also one of the significant exported products from Turkey to Indonesia. Yeah, which left some significant room here, as you can see, Hold on. At this part, yeah. So floor covering after stood at second position, exported from Turkey to Indonesia, with some room of potential export, which is quite good, yeah, from the 7 million until the potential is 15 millions, yeah, 15 million US dollar per year. So meaning that there are some rooms that needs or maybe still a good potential for carpet exporters, carpet manufacturers, kilim, rugs, and floor coverings products, which you may want to consider Indonesia as one of the potential destination for exporting. Yeah, cosmetic is not yet here because currently cosmetic from Korea is one of the main reference for Indonesian market. Yeah, the Korea hype. As I noticed in Turkey, Korean drama is also popular, isn't it, Jared?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah. But soon, because currently there are some numbers of Turkey marka currently distributed in Indonesia, including Flormar. Yeah. So you also notice that most recently we are also trying to export Flormar products from general importer, yeah, to Indonesia market, and the demand is quite good, yeah. So this is for export potential from vice versa from Indonesia to Turkey. Palm oil is at the top profile, followed by viscose, rayon staples, yarn products, yeah, and then exported to Turkey, and then Turkey make it into a ready wear, and then ready for exporting again to Europe and US, yeah. So next is about market access and textile products and cosmetics. Indonesia basically is open for imported textile products with some protection regulations, particularly PMK 10 2021 and also the other PMK for pakaian jadi. Yeah. So this is something that all exporters and also importers may want to anticipate. Yeah. So that the calculation, the budgeting, the planning is something that precisely calculated and gets into a workable exporting potential to Indonesia. Yeah. So clearly, as I mentioned earlier, that the BNPP clearly said China, Japan, and Turkey as the three countries that Indonesia wants to protect their market. But it doesn't mean it is totally restricted, but it's just like putting additional costs, yeah, which is calculated for every square meters for carpets and every pieces depending on the HS code. And of course, you will also have to consider the standard bea masuk as per HS code and tax as well. And for cosmetics and skincare is basically allowed to be imported to Indonesia, of course, with the requirements of product license as follows, like GMP. And of course, you have to mention, you have to be clear about the distribution contract or free sale certificate that needs to be legalized by consulate, Tijaret Odasu, and also Falaluk. Istanbul Falaluk, normally we do that in here. And MSDS, of course, for the carrier requirements, and BEPOM. For BEPOM, it takes significant time depending on the process itself. It can last from 3 to 6 months, even until 1 year, if you cannot secure the document verification like standardization and so on and so forth there. So that's for market access. And here are some major events in Indonesia, Turkey to anticipate. The first one is ITCPA, the Indonesia-Turkey Comprehensive Economic Agreement, that's soon to be finalized by this G20 presidential meeting that currently being held in Indonesia. We expect that there are some news that the Jumhur Baskan or Turkey president will visit Indonesia, and at that time, the expectation is to secure the ITCPA. Yeah, so from that point of time, once the ITCPA is secured, we may want to see some relaxation on tariff. Yeah. And also, you are noticed as well that the Turkey foreign minister has several times visited to Indonesia to accelerate ITCPA, and there has been significant agreement or memorandum of understanding being made by the government, by the two governments, and we do hope that this can be some main driver for the trade between Indonesia and Turkey as well. And the next thing is that relocation of Indonesia capital. Yeah, if you are noticed that currently the relocation of Indonesia capital is also another top story in Indonesia after other main issues, yeah, we currently facing in Indonesia, like COVID, and then some a nationwide criminal issue, and so on and so forth. But the relocation of Indonesia capital has been enacted with the regulation, with the act for this. So we may want to see that mainly over the next 3 or 4 years, this will become the one of the main driver. Also, the omnibus law enacted by 2022, but then after that there's some challenges to the application. This has significantly impact to the tax protection, simplified bureaucracy, and also establishment of special economic zone in Indonesia to stimulate the investment comes into Indonesia. But still, this is an outstanding issue that currently being held in Indonesia, but it will affect Indonesia-Turkey trading as well. And lastly, the major event is COVID-19 pandemic mitigation plan is in place currently through partial restriction and targeted to complete by 2023. So I think in terms of COVID-19 mitigation, also handling, Turkey is much more flexible. I would say that because no one uses mask right now, right? Am I correct, Jaren and Ika?
Unfortunately, no. We have relaxed too much, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. We have to be careful about that, of course.
Yeah.
But in Indonesia, yeah.
Sometimes as Turks, we like to ignore a problem until it became too much. So I think we are at the ignoring stage now.
Yeah, worrying stage, right? Yeah. So not just for Indonesia, but for Turkey as well. But hopefully, the government can decide what's best for mitigating this issue.
Yeah.
So lastly, value for your business. Basically, we are offering a one-stop solution for export and import, including the whole process of exporting. So what becoming the value is that our partners can focus on their business, on their products, on their marketing strategies, on the value of their selling proposition value, so that all the hassle things regarding the exporting and importing procedures can be taken off from your pocket. And secondly, we are basically try to offer door-to-door shipment for better and accurate budgeting and hassle-free. Why? Because with door-to-door, we just simply talk about the simple rate and single rate, and you can put that into your calculation. No more surprises, no more aha moment like the custom clearance is currently applying blah 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 based on their judgment and so on and so forth, so that the cost is over budget. And the last one is encouraging our clients to focus on their business, marketing, selling, and let us work on all procedures under name export, import, warehouse, and including if you need special packaging for dangerous goods. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jaren. For dangerous goods, normally for cosmetic products, based on the MSDS, we can see whether this product is DGS or not. Yeah, if it is a DGS, it will require a DGS certificate, and also how we can make sure that the handling process is correct, depending on the DGS and also the MSDS. Yeah. So including the license, permit, and quota, that is required for textile product, because for textile product there is so-called license and also quota that needs to be taken care of. So the under name for the company and also for the importing procedures is something that we can take it off from your bucket, so that we can take care of that and put that into a single calculation for budgeting. Yeah, for your easy budgeting. I think that's all from my side, Jaren and also Ika. So next, I'll leave it up to Ika to manage the discussion and also the presentation from Jaren as well, I believe. Back to Ika. Thank you, Ika.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Emilio. I think Mr. Emilio is handling the technical issues well as inform all the information completely from A to Z, and also bringing a solution for all of us. So I'm noticed in timing, so I think that there's no more words from me. Over to you, Jaren.
Okay, thank you. Well, what I will actually. Emilio, can you exit your screen share, please?
Yeah, sure. Emilio, please let Jaren share her screen too.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. I didn't want to, just barge in. Sorry. So what I am trying to find my presentation. what I will quickly inform you about is what we can offer you and how can we provide you a better service for your export and imports from and to Indonesia. Just a second. Yeah, here. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, clear.
Okay, I have prepared it also in Turkish if we have any Turkish participants, also in English. Well, we are a logistics company. That's a short version of it, and we are very young. We are very young and very dynamic in the market. Also, what we want is we want to offer our customers a boutique, a specialized service, as I mentioned before. We want you not to think about details. We should think about the details for you. In case you need, we should inform you about those details and ask your opinion or what you need or what you want to do. And then what we need to proceed with the whole transport procedure. That is what we are trying to offer to our customers and also to you. As Mr. Emilio has said, as exporter and importers, you already have many issues you have to deal with. That's only excluding transport. What you are working with is workload and workers, I believe production, raw materials, sellers, customers. So we will worry about the transport part for you, and we will inform you every step of the way, so you can you will also know everything what's going on. That's what we try to do all the time, because information is one of the most valuable things at the moment. Also time. Right information at the right time is invaluable. So even if there is a problem, if you inform the person related to it in the time, there can be a solution. But if the time has passed, there won't be a solution. So as I said, what we offer you especially for Indonesia, what we can offer is ocean and air freight services for your big volume shipments. Container shipments, it's maybe much cheaper for you. Air freight shipments is a bit more expensive, and for small shipments, and also for micro export, I believe there's a limitation for 300 kilograms. If your seller or buyer wants to make a micro export. I have actually mentioned about our services. I do not want to bore you again with these details. Road transport, micro export, collection from your suppliers, the goods, collection of the goods from your suppliers, and perhaps you have exports to Turkey, so we can also deliver the goods to your customers. And as Emilio already informed us actually about the whole frame of business between Turkey and Indonesia. So Indonesia. So I will not get into details about this. The main problem between both countries is, I believe, that there is not a trade agreement at the moment. So that's a part. That's why the taxes are high, and why there are additional taxes for the goods. And as you have said, there's additional taxes per square meter. I believe we have some of these similar taxes, for the goods from China. There are additional taxes. I understand that Indonesia is also making these procedures to protect their production. That's also understandable, because they want to produce these goods perhaps in their own company. But if sometimes the market demands imported goods and other goods, not only from your own country. So I think it will be better for both companies if there's a trade agreement, and I really hope with these discussions and these visits will be helpful in that situation. Well, there are some limitations for your export and imports, as you can see. Some of these limitations, especially for artwork and antiques, you have to be careful when you are bringing those goods, because sometimes they are forbidden, depending on the product you are bringing, and sometimes there are very, very strict restrictions for these goods. So you have to discuss with your custom broker, and if you're exporting these goods from Turkey, make sure that custom broker gave confirmation that these goods can be exported from Turkey to Indonesia. Otherwise, you may face with the situation that you have paid the money, but you cannot get the goods. And also, considering the legal cases takes long time, especially between companies, it is better to be sure beforehand that you can export these goods. Perhaps we can get involved in that stage. You can discuss with us or ask our opinion if these goods can be exported, so we can be helpful in that stage as well, even though you are not carrying these goods with us. I'm sorry.
Jaren, sorry for interrupting. So you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct about antiques and also carpet, yeah, carpet antiques as well. Because recently we are regularly sending carpets from Cappadocia to Indonesia, and there are some antiques, yeah, categorized as antiques that we have to be really careful. Yeah, you're absolutely right on this one, because when it comes to the packing list and also the invoice, how we put that into the invoice, and then how we declare the product, yeah, and the specification of the antique, whether it is categorized as antique or not, is something that we have to be really careful and needs to consult first, yeah. Otherwise, it will be a challenge during the custom process, and we don't want any delay happening once the product is already in ready for departing, yeah, in the Istanbul Havalimanı cargo, for example, yeah, because because it means any delay, it will give us penalty, right? It will give us additional warehouse costs, right?
Exactly.
So that's really great notice for heads up. Thank you, Jaren.
Yeah, no problem. That's our job. So the problem, as you have said, if the shipment is delayed, there can be a great sum of expenses. Especially storage in Istanbul airport is quite expensive at the moment. So depending the volume of your cargo, you may face with storage cost more than the value of your goods. So you have to be sure that everything is ready and exportable before you make a booking for for a flight or for a container. I'm very sorry. Okay. Sorry. And I will just move on. These are the basic. I'm sorry, I have allergy for dust. Emilio, can you continue? Just a sec, I will be right back. Okay, these are the basic documents you will need for your exports. So you have to make sure that you have all these documents ready from your exporter. As certificate of origin is also an important document. you will need to get this document from the custom broker of the exporter or the exporter himself. So you have to be sure that you have all these documents. And these are the products which are subject to mandatory documents in Indonesia. So I will not go into detail because you probably not know all these documents, or if you need any information, you can contact with us and we can direct you to these institutes. And I think Emilio can also direct you to these institutes in case you need another information. And as you can see, there are regulations for food, pharmaceuticals, and also there is a halal certification for some goods in Indonesia. Also, what we import from Indonesia as Turkey is, as Emilio said, we mostly buy yarn and then product them in textile goods in Turkey and then export them to Europe or USA or South America. So what we buy from Indonesia is mostly raw products. I believe with trade agreements, we can also start to buy ready goods, the final products from Indonesia as well, which will also support Indonesian industry and also boost our trade. And also another things we should pay attention is that, as we have said, you have to be careful. Unfortunately, in this in this world of trade, when you contact with an exporter, you have to first perhaps ask opinion from Jakarta Commercial Counselor if this exporter can be trusted or not, and you have to be careful about the prices you see, because too low prices is probably a scam. Unfortunately, what we see in these days. And you have to check market prices beforehand and then evaluate them with each other. If something is sold for $5 unit price on the market, if you find one with $2, then it's probably a scam. And as I have said, that with the legal situations and legal cases which takes too long between two countries, you will probably think that it will not be worth to chase your money, unfortunately. So these scammers believe that you will not go after them, and that is what our legal system does not provide enough support, unfortunately, or cannot support. And also, you have to be careful with the taxes, as Mr. Emilio said. Anti-dumping duties is another situation. If there's a high tax, that's probably because the government is trying to preserve or save their own production. So you have to be careful about the anti-dumping duties and other custom duties before your exports or imports. And also, one of the main situations, I believe, right, Mr. Emilio, because of these taxes, more and more importers buying their goods through Singapore, because there is no taxes for the goods from Singapore. So what we can offer, if that's what you need and if you have all the preparations, we can offer you transport to Singapore as well. And I believe Mr. Emilio offers actually as a whole service package that your goods comes from Turkey through Singapore. So you will also have an advantage for with the taxes. Am I correct? Yeah. right?
Correct, Jaren.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, so what's you to be honest, I had some research about this, but I'm not 100% sure about this information because I'm not living in Indonesia or Singapore. So you are assuming buying electrical products, essential oils, and clothing mostly from Singapore. So I am very sorry. Okay, and I am checking now what we have, and yeah, as we have said, there is a no tax agreement between Singapore and Indonesia. So what we have to also consider is what's about the trade between Singapore and Turkey. So so you have to invoice, that goods will be exported to Singapore, and there's no restriction to Singapore. And as we have said before, MSTS is a must for chemicals and cosmetic goods. So that will be all actually I will talk about. And perhaps if you want to add anything, Mr. Emilio, or anything else you want to share.
That's all good, Jaren. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, I think that we have insightful information regarding logistic, as well as not only logistic but all the process, documentation, kind of products that could be bringing to Indonesia, and also the importance Singapore as a hub for Indonesia. So is there any question from all the participants? Feel free to drop your question or raise your hand. We can discuss it directly now. And while we are waiting, maybe from Emilio Bay, also Jaren Hanum, if you want to discuss additional discussion, additional comments or anything, feel free. But I think like maybe you need to have some water first because of the season as well. It's summer here, a bit hot in Istanbul city.
Yeah, some questions coming through from the players, yeah, particularly from exporters of those person to person who regularly sending carpets via suitcase business. You know suitcase business, Jaren? Suitcase business business means like people
Yes.
sending goods with people via
Personal
tourism,
baggage.
personal baggage, right? yeah. Normally.
Yeah. With Russia, I believe we had a big.
With Russia, exactly. Yeah, with Russia.
Indonesia is common as well.
Yeah, has been started since long. Between Russia and Turkey. But nowadays, the last 3 or 4 years, I would say, the suitcase business between Indonesia and Turkey is increasing in quite significant amount. Yeah. So people start choosing suitcase business as an alternative to bring products quick, fast, efficient, right, and can directly receive without any importing and exporting procedure. But even nowadays, with the current development of regulations, right, so even suitcase business is one of the main target of custom clearance process, so that people can no longer hide with the easiness of doing the suitcase business. So you can imagine, like for example, recently, there is one arrival from Turkey and also from Dubai, in which the custom clearance personnel is no longer using the judgment, but instead, the whole person coming from Turkey have to pass through the red line. Yeah, so they check every person coming from Turkey. You can imagine that, right?
Yeah.
So that's not the case any longer for now. Yeah, so that's why people start to look for alternative, like how we can do a formal exporting and importing. What are the main costs that I have to anticipate for budgeting, for procedures, for the documents that I need to have from the factories, and so on and so forth. Yeah, even the question start coming like for door-to-door shipment, because door-to-door shipment is something that can give an simplified process in terms of the budgeting, particularly, yeah, because the budget comes as a single budget, and the client just need to calculate whether the calculation is still within their budget or not. Yeah, as simple as that, without any hustle and bustle with the formal procedure, as we know that exporting procedures quite, for those who is not get used to, it is something that can be confusing, like fatura. We have to have a formal fatura, right? And then the packing list, right? And then appoint Gumruk Musafir or like PPJK in Indonesia, right? They have to deal with the clearance procedure, informing that we are officially doing the exporting, and so on and so forth. Yeah. For some people, it is not easy. Yeah. So with this kind of service, we try to simplify the procedure. Not the procedure is there, but we try to offer a value as a one-stop solution so that our client and customers can focus on their business instead of getting taken in terms of time, procedure, yeah, getting busy with those things, yeah, those details things. I think that's the main idea of our discussion, Jaren.
Yeah, yeah. As I said before, you shouldn't worry about the details. We have to worry about the details and inform me in case you need, if it's needed or if it's important. What you are already dealing with is already you are dealing with cost for the trade and for everything else. Also, you are not an expert about the. I mean, our customers are not most experts about transport, so sometimes it's better to leave the job to expert or who has more experience with it, so they can also alert you in case there is anything you have to be careful about, or you have to perhaps they can offer you a better solution, a better option.
Exactly.
So, no one can make everything by themselves. So what we offer is, as you have said, Mr. Emilio, a value for your imports and exports, that you can get a better service and get a better transport export experience for your shipments.
That's great, Jaren. Thank you for the insights and also the right information, that given to all of us. I'll leave it to you, Ika. Over to you.
Yeah, I think that we have no more questions from the participant. If there is no other things to discuss, then I think that we'll come to the end of the sharing session. Thank you so much again for Emilio Bey and Jaren Hanum for the insightful discussion and also the lively conversation. I hope that this is really bring a benefit not only for us, but also for anyone who will watch the video later. Again, this could be accessed through Instagram and through Logistics, and as well as our YouTube. Okay, looking forward to see you again, both of you, in the other session with Entuk Logistics, and hopefully we can bring another insightful topics to discuss for our participant. Success for your business and stay healthy for everyone. Thank you so much and see you again.
Thank you, Ika, Jaren Hanum. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one. Have a good day. Permission to leave.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.